we approach our discussions thinking our way is right and their way is wrong, we won't get far. We need to put judgment and certainty on the shelf and approach our conversations with our mentees with openness and curiosity. And extremely important, emotions and feelings need to be brought into your discussions, be both named and acknowledged. This is an area where your mentee may need your help. You need to name and acknowledge what you're feeling and help your mentee do the same. Asking questions is a good tool to use to help your mentee pause and identify what they're feeling. I'm feeling anxious right now because I'm not sure where this discussion is leading. What are you feeling? Sometimes we try to push all discussion of feelings out. We want to avoid the emotional side. Feelings that aren't acknowledged will find a way to make their presence known, often in a way that isn't very pleasant. Your feelings are important to you, and what your mentee is feeling must be important to you as well. A young person may share things with you that are hard to hear. I smoked a joint may not be what you want to hear, but try not to react negatively. Wow, smoking marijuana is really bad for you. Why did you do it? Not a good approach. A better approach might be, wow, thank you for sharing that with me. It's difficult information for me to hear because smoking is something I wish no one did. Can you help me understand the situation a bit better? Did you notice what I did? I didn't hide that the information was hard for me to hear. By acknowledging that, I let my mentee know that I have feelings too, and I can manage my feelings so I can focus on them. As your mentee gains confidence in their ability to manage emotions, they may become ready to try to advocate on their behalf. Self-advocacy is an example of healthy risk. It takes courage to stand up for ourselves and is a big step for any young person. It also needs to be done thoughtfully. We highly recommend you take your time working through the decision with your mentee. There is a lot to consider and discuss. Perhaps do some role-playing and research if there are gaps in your information. If your mentee is being bullied or abused, a decision to self-advocate must take into account their personal safety. Standing up to discrimination at work may result in your mentee losing their job, so it's worthwhile discussing who is the most appropriate person to have this discussion with and what supports may need to be in place. For employers who are breaking the law, it may be that your mentee is better served talking to the appropriate government department than to their boss. Here are some pointers you can use with your mentee to help them prepare for a conversation where they want to self-advocate. They need to know what they want. If self-advocating at work, they also need to know that as an employee, they have certain rights. We've included information on employee rights and protections in the toolbox that you can review with your mentee. They need to be able to articulate their point of view calmly. Role-playing may be a useful technique to help them prepare to manage a potentially emotional discussion. And they need to know who to talk to and who might be able to support them during the conversation. Self-advocacy will require your mentor be fully engaged with the process. The result, whether they're successful in achieving everything they wanted to or not, will be growth and perhaps an increase in confidence. In other words, a feeling of empowerment.